It has been a long time since we've done a live stream on the channel. I'm hoping everything's working okay. We've got my new microphone, which we haven't used on one of these live streams yet, so I'm hoping it's working. Let me know in the comments. I'll make sure the video's working, the audio's going. We'll settle in here and just make sure everything's going okay. I'm a bit rusty with this. It's been a long time, guys. It's been a very long time, and it seems like everything's working okay, so let's get into this. I've been meaning to do a live stream for a long time now. I don't know the last time I did one. I think, jumping on here, all the information I had on my live stream page, so the last time I did one of these was for like 20,000 subscribers. I'm going to bump the microphone up here because people are saying it's a bit soft. Hopefully that's okay. Yeah, so the last time I did one of these was apparently like 20,000 subscribers or something. We crossed over 55,000 a couple of weeks ago, so I suppose this is in some way a celebration of 55,000 subscribers. But what we're really doing is we're trying to do a little live stream here to just brighten everyone's day a little bit, and it's been pretty weird at the moment. Everyone's in lockdown around the world, and it's just some really bizarre times. I know a lot of people are out there very bored, kind of losing things to do, finding it hard to find things to do. So I thought, I'm going to jump on here for about an hour. It's 12 a.m. here in Melbourne, in Australia. I'm going to be up until probably, I guess, 1 a.m. doing this stream, and let you guys fire away with some questions down in the comments and everything. Blake Ison says last stream was approximately half past forever ago. It really was. I think it was in the UK the last time I did one, and I've been back since before Christmas, and I reckon it was at least, I don't know. It was a long time ago. It was a very, very long time ago. So anyway, yeah, I just want to do this to help cure some isolation blues. Over in America, it's early-ish, mid-morning on Sunday morning, and over in the UK, it's kind of mid-afternoon. So I thought this was a decent time to jump on here and kind of, help cure those isolation blues. Anyway, look, let's stop wasting time. I have a habit of sitting here and speaking a lot of crap. So I'm gonna let you guys fire away down in the comments with whatever questions you've got for me, whether it's questions about the channel, questions about content, questions about whatever you want to, just fire away with some questions, and I'll do my best to answer. Pardon me, as many of them as I can. So let's do it. Let's have a look. The first question that I've seen here is from Pixar Fan 2007. Artemis Fowl is going to Disney Plus on June 17. I don't know if I want to watch it, and should I watch it? You know what I think? I think the thing is Artemis Fowl. This is a movie that has been destined for straight to streaming. It's a movie that was in production hell. It was delayed. It was supposed to come out last year. It was delayed until this year, and then of course this whole thing that's gone on now with the pandemic and everything has made them cancel its theatrical screening, its theatrical run altogether, and they're going to dump it on Disney Plus on June 12th. I think that's a good move because it's a movie, as we've seen over the last few years, pretty much all of these original Disney films, these original fantasy adventure things, have not been doing very well at the box office. The Nutcracker, Wrinkle in Time are a couple over the last couple of years that absolutely tanked, and I think Artemis Fowl was kind of heading for that same fate. And I kind of feel like Disney have kind of taken this pandemic as an excuse to dump. I can swear they have been waiting for an excuse to just go, okay, we're dumping this on streaming, and they've found the excuse. I think it's a good move. And I actually think it's actually going to I think more eyes are going to get to see this movie. I think that's the silver lining of this. No, we're not going to see it in the cinema, which is a bit disappointing. But I think more people are actually going to watch it because it's there, it's free, we've got nothing else to do at the moment. Yes, I think you should watch it because everyone the last few years the big complaints I've been hearing about Disney is they're just doing all these live action remakes and they don't do anything original. There are original films out there that Disney are doing, and they have been doing so for the last forever. You know, they pump out quite a number of original films every year. People don't watch them. People don't support them. People don't go and pay to see them. Artemis Fowl drops on Disney Plus. This is the time for people to put their money where their mouth is, or not their money because you're not paying to see it, apart from your like $8 subscription for Disney Plus. But this is your time to put your word into action and watch their original stuff. I mean, it's out there. It's essentially free. Watch the movie. I'll be watching it. I'll be reviewing it. I'm excited for it. I think it doesn't look great. And I think, yes, it was probably going to tank at the cinemas. And it's a good move on behalf of Disney. But watch it. Let's do it. Let's watch it. We've got a super chat coming from Max Bolton. Thank you very much for the super chat. So we'll open this one. What's the process of making your videos? Max asks. Process of my videos, it varies. It depends on what kind of video I'm doing. This video here, my process was sitting there at dinner tonight and going, you know what, I'm going to do a live stream tonight. Something like, say, a Cartoon Evolution. My process is essentially, I've mapped out, I was going to show you my mapping out, but I'm not going to do that because that spoils all the Cartoon Evolutions. They're all written in here. All of this year's Cartoon Evolutions are in here. So I mapped out at the end of last year the 11 or 12 characters that I wanted to do for Cartoon Evolution this year. So I have my whole 12 months mapped out. I know which characters I'm going to be doing and whatever. And then basically when it comes time for me to do one of the characters, I will start by watching some of their cartoons, getting a good idea of what I'm going to be talking about. I will then read a few articles that kind of detail, I guess, their history, watch a few documentaries, just get my head around everything, and then I will dive a little bit deeper. I've got a lot of books here, as you can see. I've got a huge, I don't know if that's the right way to move it, but I've got behind me this huge collection of books. A lot of them are animation, history books, film history books, everything. I dive through, I grab as many books as I can that I think might have interesting information regarding this character. I'll dive through them, I'll take notes. Then I dive deeper in the internet. I find articles that detail the character's history, their evolution, their whatever else. And then from there, I start writing my script. I allow myself 4 or 5 days to write the script. Then I allow myself an afternoon to record the script, and then I allow myself 5 days to edit the script. Usually, it's give or take a little bit. I might take maybe a week to edit or a week to write, but the ballpark figure is about 14 days it takes me to pull together a Cartoon Evolution. By the end of that, I'm absolutely spent, and then that's why I spend the latter half of the month kind of doing smaller videos. The videos that kind of refresh me a little bit. I mean, if I could pump out 2 Cartoon Evolutions a month, I would do it. But I'm spent after doing well. I'm currently working on Betty Boop. I've been working on her for a week. I've almost finished the script for it right now. I'm going to finish it tomorrow afternoon. I'm going to record it either tomorrow afternoon or Tuesday, and I'm going to start editing it. I've got a few other little bits and pieces I need to do. So anyway, it's a huge process. Something like a ranking video. If I'm ranking like 10 movies, I'll start watching the movies across maybe 2 weeks. As I'm watching them, I'm writing small reviews for them so that by the time I've watched all the movies, I have my script ready. I record it, I spend an afternoon editing it, and that goes up. So that's like an easy thing that takes up, it takes 10 days to watch the movies, but then it takes maybe 1 or 2 days to pull the actual video together compared to a Cartoon Evolution, which takes like 14, 15, 16 days sometimes to do. And then other videos, processes just watching the news, seeing the big news bits and pieces, and just going on the fly. A lot like the Blu-ray announcement things. I have a fair idea of when studios are going to be making big announcements. I just keep my eye on my inbox. I get the press releases sent directly from the studios, and then I pump a video out as soon as I get that email. Even if I'm up until like 1, 2, 3 a.m. editing a video, I'll do it because I need to get my stuff out there as soon as possible. And I have look, I schedule my weeks out. This is my This is my thing right here. I schedule my weeks out right there, and as you can see, this whole pandemic has absolutely ruined a lot of the plans I had laid out, and it drives me nuts. Like, look at this. This is the week. This is essentially the week the pandemic hit big time, and that's how much my schedule was thrown out. But you know what? It's crazy times, and I like a challenge. So I'm finding it a bit of fun, just kind of racking my brain and trying to figure out what I'm going to do. Anyway, we've got a few other super chats here. I'm going to get to them as well. Blake Ison has sent in an incredibly large super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I won't say how much you've sent over because I feel like it's a bit of a personal thing, but thank you so much. Blake just says, haven't got a long time to hang around, got work in the morning, hope you're doing well these crazy times. I watched Playtime this afternoon, which was superb, and my question is, have you seen it? If not, watch it. Keep up the good work. Again, thank you so much, Blake, for your super chat there. Playtime. I don't believe I have watched it, and it's not even ringing a bell. Oh, this is the is this the Jacques Tati film? I have watched this. And if this is the film you're talking about, I have watched it, and it is incredible. I've watched quite a number of his films. I have the box set. He is essentially the French Mr. Bean. Rowan Atkinson drew a lot of inspiration from Jacques Tati when forming Mr. Bean. And it is just incredible films from like the 60s, 70s, and Playtime is a wonderful movie. If anyone is out there looking for kind of movies like this, really great comedies, whatever, Jacques Tati films are amazing. Amazing. Check it out. So yes, I have watched that and it's great. I'm assuming I'm on IMDb here. I'm seeing if there's any other movie called Playtime. That's the only one I'm pulling up, other than one from 1995. Which stars no one of note and has 5.8 stars and looks like some kind of erotic thriller. So I don't think that's the movie that Blake's talking about. So yes, the Jacques Tati film I have seen and it's fantastic. Thanks again for your super chat, Blake, and I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, have a good night's sleep and enjoy work. Oh, it sucks. I feel really bad for people who have to go out and work. I work from home. This is my office. I'm here every day. And so it's kind of business as usual for me. It's a little bit weird at the moment. The weird thing is, for me, that idea of not really being able to go out and do things unless it's essential. The only times I've been out of the house for the last like 3 or 4 weeks is to go for a walk around the block, really. Or to go, if I have to go get food or something, that's it. And I feel really bad for people who are out there doing work, but you're putting in the hard yards and that's fantastic. So again, thank you so much, Blake. And Blake sent in another super chat here as well, which for some reason I'm trying to scroll down and it's not letting me do it. So I'll get to that when I can. Where is it? I'm using what is called the classic. Oh, here it is, here. Also, do you know much about any Little Women 4K releases? I need one. Blake, there is one coming out in Germany, which I think we spoke about, but as far as I was actually looking into this yesterday, I remembered about it yesterday. I thought I gotta check this out and see, just see if there's anything out there to actually let you know. That's the only one I can find. It's a German one, which is strange. I don't know. I would have thought at least the US would have got one, but I think it's just that German release for now. But thank you, Blake, for the 2 very generous super chats. Carter Lovejoy also sends in a super chat. He asks, thoughts on Disney censoring Daryl Hannah's butt for the Disney Plus version of Splash? I saw this, and I think it's weird. The thing is, Splash was the first film to come out of Disney's Touchstone Pictures, and it's because it was a very, I guess, mature film. I guess it's tame in today's standards. But things like seeing Daryl Hannah's butt, a few times in the film, that kind of bumped it up to that more mature level. It wasn't, they didn't want to put that Disney banner on there. They wanted to put out as Touchstone. So I actually kind of found it strange that Disney were now putting the Touchstone movies on Disney Plus. And I just kind of thought, well, maybe, times have changed. This movie, kids can watch Splash, surely. Even if it has got a little bit of a, Daryl Hannah's butt in there. But yeah, they censored it. And I understand it because Disney Plus is, their family service. They've got to keep it family friendly. I think the way they did it is really crap. Like, it's awful. Like, this really awful CGI thing. I'm of two minds of it. I don't believe in censorship of any media, but I feel like if you're going to put this movie on there, if you're going to break that rule of, finally acknowledging that, hello, this is a Disney film, put it on there in its entirety, put a warning on there, don't censor it. If you're going to do it, don't, no half measures kind of thing. It's just a butt, and it's only on there for like 3 seconds. It's not gratuitous or anything, but yeah, I don't know. If you're going to put it on there, put it on there in full, put a little warning on there, PG-13, whatever you got to do. I don't know. I think I just can't, I just don't understand some of these decisions sometimes they make. We have got another super chat come through from Nez Headshot. Thank you very much for the super chat. Hey Dave, hope you're well. Do you have the DC 10th Anniversary Animated Collection on Blu-ray? Came out in 2017 and was limited. I don't have it. And I've been kicking myself ever since. I held it in my hands. I was like, I'm gonna buy this. I almost bought it. Actually, it was quite expensive because how many movies were in that thing? There were like, I'm going to jump on Blu-ray.com and find out. There was a bunch of movies in there, those DC animated films. And I don't really own many of them. I think I own like 3 maybe on Blu-ray. The box set had 30 movies in it. It was very expensive when it first came out. It was a JB exclusive, I think. Maybe it was JB? I don't know. But it was very expensive. It was very limited. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to wait until I get it for a good price. I almost bought it, the buy one, get one free sale. But there was nothing that was like that same price range that I wanted to get to take advantage of that deal. And I lost out, man. I lost out on that set. And I'm very, very sad. Amazon US has stock of it for the equivalent of 353 Australian dollars. That's only like $10 a film. But yeah, I can't justify that, especially just not right now at the moment. But I kind of wish I had bought that and got it, a decent price on that. But yeah, I don't own it. That's the super chats for now. So we're going to go into the standard chat here. There's a lot of stuff coming through, and I'm sorry that I'm not going to be able to get to absolutely everything, but I'm going to scroll through, and I'm going to try and answer as many as I can. I don't usually like to ask for super chats or whatever, and I do really appreciate them coming through, but if you do have a question that you really want to answer, that is the best way for me to see it, because I got a lot of people on here and I got a lot of people sending in questions. So if you want your question answered, super chat is the way to go. Otherwise, I'm just going to scroll through this feed and just try and pick out some of the questions here, and if I don't answer your question, just spam the feed or whatever, and I don't know. We'll try and get to as many of these as we can. We have got someone called Fire the MGM Mario and Roblox fan says, "Yo Dave, can you do an evolution of Spike the dog from the Tom and Jerry series?" Right now, I say this a lot. I get a lot of requests for kind of really obscure characters or smaller characters. Right now, I'm focusing on main characters, kind of star characters, bigger characters that people might be searching for, people might be interested in checking out, the ones that I feel like will do quite well when it comes to videos. So I'm kind of at the moment not really thinking about doing any of these smaller characters, the B characters. I do have an idea for how I could kind of do them in like a smaller format, like a small 10-minute video kind of thing, but that's not something I'm focusing on right now. Right now, I'm focusing on doing the big characters, and someone like Spike the Bulldog, though a fairly well-known character and was in a lot of shorts, I don't feel like that's one that would get much traffic. I don't feel like it's one that too many people would be that interested in. So smaller characters like that, they might get their spotlight eventually. But right now I'm not thinking about that. There is, as I said, there's a little format that I'm kind of thinking about doing. I'm kind of thinking, in the next couple of years, I will exhaust all the big major characters, and I'll have to find smaller ways to continue on this series. And that is kind of one of the ideas, exploring the smaller characters in some way. So maybe Spike the Dog eventually. He would probably be one of the top ones that I would consider doing. We have got Fish Sticks 1996 asks, "Do you have Chicken Run?" In brackets, it's a good movie. I do have Chicken Run. I only bought it recently. I splashed out hugely on all these animated movies recently. I bought a whole bunch of them. I realized I'd been neglecting my animated collection. other than Disney films. Because of Disney films, you know, the last 11 to 12 years, I have been focused on just buying Disney films, filling out my Disney film collection, and I really just neglected all these other animated films. And Chicken Run was one that has been high on my list for a while, and I finally did buy Chicken Run. I was actually editing tonight, actually, in a bit of downtime. Yeah, I'm working in downtime. I'm working all the time. I was editing. I filmed like a massive animation haul video. I bought something like 50 animated films recently, really splashed out. And a Chicken Run will be there. Chicken Run, there's a bunch of DreamWorks stuff, actually, that I've just never picked up. Shy Sherman, hey Dave, I'm looking to binge a franchise with like 5 to 10 movies. Do you have any recommendations? Well, actually, I just myself kind of binged the Dirty Harry franchise. I've been getting up every morning about 6:30 a.m., 6:30 a.m., 6:45. Before I get into work, I like to watch a movie, try and get a movie out of the way, try and get the creative juices flowing a little bit, and I feel like it helps me with my work in the afternoon if I, you know, watch something a little creative in the morning. And I've been trying to get through all these movies that I just haven't watched recently. Well, just movies that I have in my collection. I have hundreds of movies, if not almost 1,000 movies that I have not watched. And I'm trying to get through them all at the moment. And the Dirty Harry movies were ones that I'm a huge Clint Eastwood fan, and I've never really watched the Dirty Harry movies. I think maybe I watched the first one, maybe a long time ago, didn't really remember it, but I've just watched all 5 Dirty Harry movies, and I thought they were quite enjoyable. Some of them aren't as good as some of them, but I would recommend check them out. They're a lot of fun. Really great 70s, 80s cop films. Otherwise, I love Pirates of the Caribbean. I mean, like, those movies are so fun. There's, 5 movies of them now. Some of them, are better than others, but you find this in big franchises that kind of maybe overstay their welcome or are just, you know, big, long franchises. There's varying degrees of quality. Pirates of the Caribbean, I love. The Rocky movies are great fun. How many Rocky movies are there now? Like 8 if you include the Creed films. They're always fun to kind of binge through. Just any of those kind of films, I think they're all a lot of fun. So check out some of them if you haven't. They're my suggestions anyway. What else we got here? We're just going back through the feed. The Big Bang Theory bro 333 return says, can you do the cartoon evolution of Stewie Griffin after Betty Boop? No, it certainly won't be doing it after Betty Boop. I've got my entire year planned out for cartoon evolution, and Stewie Griffin will not be in there. I doubt Stewie Griffin will ever get his own video, but there's a possibility I may do a video for Family Guy one day. I'm not too sure. That is a possibility. The Simpsons is one that I get requested a lot, and I will definitely do a Simpsons video one day. I mean, look at this. I love The Simpsons. I've been a Simpsons fan my whole life. I mean, this is one of my favorite programs of all time. I have to do one for The Simpsons. This t-shirt, I love this jumper. This is like my favorite new jumper. I have one like this with Bugs Bunny on it as well, which people may have seen pictures of on Twitter, Instagram, whatever. And I got this one too. My girlfriend actually bought them for me for my birthday last year. I love them. No, Christmas. It was for Christmas. Amazing. Bonnie the Bunny asks, what's your favorite Muppet movie? I love the Muppets. I love all the Muppet movies, and I find it really hard to pick one, but the one that gets the most play, I think, for me, is Muppet Christmas Carol. I love the movie, adore that movie. I have to watch it every Christmas. But I really enjoyed the revival film they did, Jason Segel's one. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. But they're all good. They're all really, really, really good. What else have we got here? Let's have a look. Mario Munoz says, could you someday show a cartoon evolution of the Goofy Gophers from Looney Tunes? Again, that one comes under the kind of, I guess, the banner of B-list characters, smaller characters. I don't feel like they were really in that many cartoons that may not even warrant me doing a cartoon evolution for those guys, but I will look into it. I see all your requests across all my social media, across YouTube, everything like that. I take them all into account. I think I do. I consider them all. We've got a question from Liam Turner who asks, what are the Marvel books behind me? I've got a lot of Marvel books. These ones here in particular, are the Marvel Epic collections. And these are... I just had a couple fall over there. Hang on. These are the Marvel Epic collections. These were a series. They're still running. I fell far behind on them. Their aim was to reprint the entire runs of all the major Marvel characters. Iron Man, Captain America. I was getting the Thor ones, the Avengers ones. I fell way behind. I fell about a year behind. And these books cost anywhere between $30 and like $50, depending what good a sale you can get on them. And there was supposed to be like 20 volumes in each line. And I'm so far behind now that a lot of them gone out of print too. They only stay in print for like 6 months. And I just fallen behind. So what I'm actually doing, I'm actually selling off some of these at the moment. And just keeping the ones that I really, really want. And then picking up a few other ones that I really, really want as well. But up there, if I can do this, the Marvel books keep going. These are all the Art of Marvel Studios books. Ugh. I've got the, if you can see that. That's the entire collection of the art books for the Marvel Studios. I've got all of them right across there. So that's all the Marvel, like a little egg there. Little egghead. That's all the Marvel books that are there. So let's go back here. I think we have a new super chat. Yes, we do, from Fine Newen. It says, been enjoying your channel for over a year now. I have hundreds of DVDs. Unfortunately, I've been going digital now, but I still love physical media. Thank you so much for sending in this super chat right here. I really, really appreciate it. Yeah, I find I've heard a lot of people are going digital now. I mean, that's fine. Physical media, I still think is the best. As you know, I love my physical media. I will support it. I will ride and die on physical media as long as I can. But digital, I mean, streaming. I stream a lot of stuff. I don't buy movies digitally. If I can buy it physically, I'll buy it physically. I think we can have the best of both worlds. I just love my physical media, and I have to have something that's tangible. I mean, at the moment, everyone's working from home. Everyone's at home, like crunching up all the networks and Netflix and YouTube and all that. They're restricting the bandwidth, so all these movies are playing movies and videos, whatever, are playing at really low quality automatically. So if it gets to the stage where the streaming services are going, you can only watch these movies in SD, I'm happy I got my physical media collection. But yeah, you can have the best of both worlds. You can have the best of both worlds right there, I think. Thank you so much for sending in that super chat there. We've got another super chat in here. I'm using this really archaic, I guess, version of the live chat thing. So it's actually a struggle because this live chat window is not opening properly, and it's annoying me. So we're gonna try and get to that live. I don't even know what's happening now. I'm going to refresh the page and see what happens. I'm going to get to this. I'm going to get to this live chat. I will absolutely get to this live chat if it lets me. I don't even know what it's doing. And now my main chat window has disappeared. We're having technical difficulties. I'm going to be back in a sec. Guys, there's technical difficulties. I'll be back soon. All right. I'll be a second. All right, we're back. I fixed it. Something weird was going on. As I said, I'm using the old version of the live chat thing. There is a new version, but I thought I would stick with the tried and tested version in case I got a little bit confused and we had technical difficulties on the stream, but we've had them now. Anyway, I've finally got that live chat up. It's from the Retro Spot, and he says, do a cartoon evolution for the Pink Panther. That is one I get a lot, and yes, I will be doing a cartoon evolution for the Pink Panther eventually. I will be getting to all the major characters eventually. I will be doing the Pink Panther. I promise it won't be this year. Next year at the earliest. But I promise you I will be doing Pink Panther because I get a lot. I didn't know there were a lot of like huge Pink Panther fans. But apparently there are. So anyway, thank you so much, The Retro Spot, for your live chat. Thank you to everyone sending in live chats. I really, really appreciate it. Again, I don't ask for them, but if you guys want to see, if you definitely want your question answered, that's the best way to do it. Send in a super chat, and I will definitely answer your question because there's a lot of people in here, a lot of questions coming in, and I'm just trying to get through as many as I can. Let's get to one from the main feed now. Plush TV YouTube says, do the evolution of Elmer Fudd, 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 do the evolution of... And it stops. I assume he's going to say Elmer Fudd. I will do the evolution of Elmer Fudd eventually. I promise you. I will eventually. I need to find the right time to do it. As you notice, a lot of the ones I'm doing, I'm trying to center around anniversaries. That means it's more topical and more people may be searching for it. And for me, that's the most important thing, is making topical content that people are maybe going to be searching for, and you know, to maximize my reach and the growth of my channel. Evolution of Elmer Fudd is one that is coming soon, not this year, but I'll be doing it, I'm sure, next year. I'm sure next year you'll get Elmer Fudd. I'm not sure when his anniversary is. Let me look it up. Elmer Fudd. When did Elmer Fudd come into the thing? 1940. So next year, well, actually, no, 1937 was his first appearance as Egghead. So next year will be the what's that make it? The 84th anniversary of Elmer Fudd. Do we do it for the 84th anniversary or the 85th? I'm not sure. We'll find out. Find out next on Davey Down Under next year or the year after. I don't know, but I will be doing Elmer Fudd. I promise you. I promise you. I'll be doing all the major Looney Tunes, all the major American characters. We'll even branch into some European characters, maybe some anime characters at some point. But we'll be doing all the major ones. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you guys. Let's have a look. James Martin 64. What is your favorite 2013 Mickey Mouse short? I like the one where they go to space. I can't remember what it's called. Mickey Mouse and Pluto, they're in space. Chip and Dale are there. I think it's a lot of fun. I do like the new Mickey Mouse series. I think they're fun. I don't think the designs are that great. A bit grotesque, a little off-brand maybe, but I think maybe that's part of the maybe it's part of the charm of it. What else have we got in here? Carter Lovejoy says, do you use Movies Anywhere? Don't use Movies Anywhere. We don't have it in Australia. Do not have Movies Anywhere in Australia. I think Disney should introduce it. Well, it's not Disney. Is it a Disney thing? I just know Disney use it a lot. I don't think it is a Disney thing. But anyway. We've got Silas Williams. Have you chosen the winner of the Rise of Skywalker competition? No, because that competition has not closed yet. But when the competition has closed, or has it closed? No, it closes, I believe... I can't even remember when I'm closing that competition, because it might actually be closed. I have to double check on this. I will be drawing the winner of that competition within a couple of days after I close it, and I have a feeling... I'm trying to find... I'm going back through my old videos here to try and figure out when I close that competition. I know it's the end of the month. The giveaway. The giveaway ends Wednesday, 25th of March. I didn't think I closed it yet. No, it started on the 25th of March. Closed Friday, 7th of April. So the competition is closed. Competition's closed. And I will draw that tomorrow. I promise you I will draw the competition tomorrow. Thank you for the reminder there. There's so much going on. My brain is fuzzled. But there is problems with because of the California lockdown, the warehouse that Disney uses to ship their discs is closed. So I can't get the prizes out to people. Disney can't get the prize out to people until the lockdown's over, until that warehouse is reopened. But I will draw that tomorrow, I promise you. Sam Sam Kelk says, do you like Lana Del Rey? If so, what are your least favorite songs and albums from her? She's my favorite artist. I adore Lana Del Rey. Lana Del Rey is in my top, my top 5 artists probably. I love her. I adore her. Her music is incredible. I can't pick a favorite song. I just love so many of her songs. But her newest album, Norman F. Rockwell, is absolutely incredible. That is my absolute favorite album of hers. I love it. I saw her in concert probably, I'd like to say like a couple of years ago. I think it was maybe 3 years ago. I saw her in concert. When was she in Melbourne? Lana Del Rey, Melbourne. She was in Melbourne back in, I can't even figure it out, 2018. So it was a couple of years ago. I saw her. She was amazing. She was really amazing. I love her. I love Lana Del Rey. She's incredible. Yes. What else have we got on here? Mr. Chaser Rapper says, have you seen How I Met Your Mother? Yes, I watched all of it. I liked that show. I really liked it. It wasn't one that I loved. It's not one that has become a classic for me. Nothing that I've really gone back to. Nothing that I've revisited, like maybe Friends, which I've watched probably 8 times, or The Office, which I just watch over and over again, or Frasier, King of Queens. They're like my classic sitcoms. How I Met Your Mother, I watched it once and I was done. If it's on, occasionally I'll find myself maybe watching it. But yeah, I liked it at the time. Lewis Thompson asked, do you think Disney's doing a good job handling the Muppets, even though Disney hasn't done anything big with the property in the last couple of years? Disney has put them in the dark side. Look, the thing with the Muppets is they are such a they are of their generation, and the Muppets have had a hard time of kind of, I guess, staying relevant. And I mean, a lot of us who grew up with the Muppets and have loved the Muppet movies, we adore the Muppets and we'll see anything with the Muppets. But I feel like, I don't think it's so much that Disney is not treating them right. I just feel like maybe the Muppets just don't translate that well in this new generation. I mean, Disney have done a few things with them recently and they all kind of tanked, other than that revival film with the Jason Segel. But I think there's a way to make the Muppets relevant. I think there has to be, and I think it's just, they need to find a way to make them relevant for the new generation. I think they were almost there with that revival film, but so much of their shtick, so much of their comedy is like so based in the 70s and the 80s that I feel like they just need to find a way to make them fresh. And I believe they're doing, pardon me, I'm just getting comfortable here. I believe they're doing a couple of series for Disney Plus, so I hope they turn out well. I'm looking forward to seeing how they go. What else have we got here? Let's have a look. Annie says, have you seen Gladiator? Of course I've seen Gladiator. It's one of the absolute classics of all time. I've probably seen that maybe 2 or 3 times. Gladiator, I love it. I absolutely love that movie. James Martin 64 says, what is your favorite Toy Story movie or short? I ranked all the Toy Story movies not long ago when Toy Story 4 came out, but my favorite Toy Story anything is and always will be Toy Story, the original one. That movie came out, pardon me, throat's getting a little sore already. I've been only talking for 45 minutes. Toy Story came out in, 1995? So I was probably about 4 or 5 years old. It was one of the very first movies I ever saw at cinemas. If I can get him, bear with me a second here. If I can get him, I'm not sure if I can. Oh, because it's going to be a disaster to get him back up there. That's going to be the problem. Yes, I'm wearing tracksuit pants and slippers because I'm very just being comfortable. Here we go. This is my Woody doll from when I was a kid. I was like 4 or 5 years old when I got this. This is my favorite thing in the world, man. It still is my favorite thing in the world. Buzz is up there as well. I have an original Buzz, but this is an original Woody doll from the first Toy Story movie. And yes, it did have a pull string. Don't know where the pull string is. I think my dad took it off because it was annoying him because I was always playing with it. But we do have that pull string somewhere. And And yeah, this has the Tom Hanks voice too. There's not a lot of them that have the actual Tom Hanks voice. Most of them have Jim Hanks, Tom's brother. But yeah, this is my Woody doll. I love this thing. This was like my safety blanket when I was a kid. I slept with this. I went everywhere with him. And I love him so much. And I have so many fond memories with Toy Story, not just with the movie, but like this guy was like my best pal. This guy and Buzz. I remember one time I broke my arm when I was a kid, and of course Woody broke his arm as well. I put my Woody in like a little makeshift little hospital. I made like a little hospital for him. I looked after him until his arm got better. So we've been through a lot of stuff together, and that first Toy Story movie I think is amazing. It's incredible, and I have so much nostalgia, so many memories, so many just I got a lot of really personal stuff tied up with that film, and that will always be my number one, the original Toy Story. Absolutely. We've got a lot of Muppet questions. James Martin 64 says, what is your least favorite Muppet movie? Probably I feel like the one that's had the least watch for me is probably Muppets Treasure Island. I think it's fun, but it's just not one that I ever really went back to all that much. It's not one that I went back to all that much. Star Wars fan asks, what's the worst film you've ever seen? I've seen a lot of bad movies in my time, and every time I get asked this question, I always forget them. One movie I can't stand was The Tree of Life. I thought it was just so pretentious and so just, I really did not like that movie. I didn't get it. Maybe I just didn't get it. I didn't get it, but I didn't like that movie. Something like the worst movie I ever saw in a cinema was that Rock of Ages. I saw the Broadway show and loved it. I thought the Broadway show was fantastic. The movie I actually really didn't like. I can't think. I every time I get asked this question, I go blank, and then like half an hour later, or like later that afternoon, I remember. I'm like, oh yeah, that movie sucked too. I don't really turn movies off that often. There's only very few movies I've actually turned off because I didn't enjoy them. Nacho Libre was one I turned off after 5 minutes. I feel like I turned one off recently after about 5 or 10 minutes, or like after half an hour, I just couldn't do any more of it. I can't remember. Terminator Salvation, I watched like an hour of and shut off. But anyway. We've got one from Wing Striker Harmony Dancer. What's the best part about doing the Cartoon Evolutions, and do you have a favorite one you've done so far? The best part about doing the Cartoon Evolutions, and this is honest truth, is that the best part about doing them is the reception I get from you guys out there. Never before have I had a series that has had so many passionate fans, so many people who love them and watch them. I mean, I'm hitting 100,000 views plus with almost every single one of these. Marvin the Martian one, for some reason, didn't do very well. I don't know why. I've only just hit 25,000 views on that one, and usually I probably would have had quite a bit more by now. But it happens. I guess that happens. But the best part about these ones is the reception I get. Absolutely. And I mean, my channel would not have grown the amount that it did over the last year. 400% growth last year, and that is 90%, 95% to thank for the Cartoon Evolutions. That's my favorite thing about them. I love making them. I love writing them. I love researching. I learn a lot of stuff. I can put my knowledge to the test. I know a lot of stuff about a lot of the characters I'm writing about, but of course I do dig deep, and I learn a lot of stuff. And I think it's given me an excuse to explore and learn about things that I've always wanted to and never found the time to do. And now I finally am jumping in head first and doing this. But again, the reception that you guys give me, I love it. And you guys, everyone out there requesting constantly requesting characters, I love that too. I love it too, because it shows me that everyone's very invested and everyone loves them and everyone just wants to keep watching and wants me to do more, and that's what I love. And I've never had a series like this on this channel. Thank you so much to everyone who supports the series and everything. I can't thank any of you enough. This has become the bread and butter of my channel, and without you guys, it's not possible. My favorite one so far, I really, really love the Bugs Bunny one. I mean, that one has almost hit 1 million views, which is crazy to me. I do have another 1 million view video, but that was one I whipped up in like half an hour one evening with the Avengers Infinity War post-credit scene thing. And it was just something that was going to be trending and people were going to click on, and they did. But this is the first thing where I've actually like put a lot of hard work and effort into that's actually going to pay off with 1 million views. Amazing. I love that video. But otherwise, I think, let me look back over the ones I have done and just pick, other than that, because again, that's like just one of those more personal things where I love that because it did very well. Let me look at the series that I've done. I was very, very proud of the Tom and Jerry one. I was really proud with the Scooby-Doo one. I was really proud with as well, because that was the first time where it wasn't just like an individual character. It was like a television series that I was doing the evolution of, and it was multiple characters in one video. Didn't know if it was going to pay off. That's one of the highest viewed cartoon evolutions. I think the 3rd highest viewed one. I love that one too. But I gotta tell you guys, I am loving what I'm doing with this Betty Boop video. I am loving it, and I'm scared. I feel like this is one that not a whole lot of people are going to watch because she's such an obscure character, but then again, some of the obscure characters get huge views. And I'm so happy with my writing on this one. And the stuff that I get to explore in this, I think is absolutely crazy. And I've had a lot of fun with this one, and I really know you guys are going to love it. I just really hope you all give it a chance. I really want you to give this one a chance because it's one of my favorite ones that I've done so far. We explore so much pre-code Hollywood. That means there's a lot of overt sexuality and like political things and race relations and just everything. It's a highly charged installment, and I think it's going to be one that a lot of people are going to enjoy checking out. It's a really, really, really good one. On to another question. Rayquan Edmondson asks, so you like cow and chicken? Yeah, boy. I love cow and chicken. Don't know what that voice was. Yeah, boy. Was that me being a chicken? Yep. Yeah, boy. What am I doing? It's late. It's late. This is what happens. It's nearly 1 a.m. I can see my eyeballs are dropping out of my sockets here, and that's what happens. I go silly. Yeah, I love Cow and Chicken. That's one of the shows I grew up watching in the 90s. I absolutely love it. Aficionados Chris, one of my favorite guys out there. One of my favorite YouTubers ever. I love this guy. Aficionados Chris has sent in a super chat, and he says, hey, Dave, congrats on your success. Thank you so much, Chris. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate your support. I was watching Aficionados Chris stuff years ago, before I ever considered doing YouTube. He was really one of the first guys doing like Disney unboxings, Disney review videos for the Blu-rays and all that stuff. And I just loved his videos, and I still love his videos. He still pumps out some really, really great stuff. If you haven't checked him out, Aficionados Chris, check him out. You will not regret it. Love the guy. Thank you so much. We did a collaboration too on his podcast a little while ago. If you go to my channel and you scroll down, way down the bottom, there's like a miscellaneous section with I've got a lot of collaborations in a playlist. It's in there. Otherwise, head over to his channel because you'll be over there subscribing to him and checking out his stuff. And when you're over there, check out the podcast thing we did together. It was a lot of fun, and I'd love to join you again, Chris. Let's make it happen. What else we got on here? Squid McKay asks, Highlander? I assume he's asking if I like Highlander. Have I seen Highlander? I've seen it. Didn't love it. It was all right. It's one of those, just one of those really, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Schlocky 80s films. And it's a bit of fun, but it's not one that I really loved. Red Grizzly asks, is it strange that I created my own 1920s character? Absolutely not. No way. That's not strange at all. I think that's pretty cool. I mean, anyone who can create their own character has got to be pretty smart, pretty talented. Keep creating characters. And I love the fact that people are enjoying characters from the 1920s, classic cartoons, classic animation. We've got to get a lot more love and appreciation for the stuff out there. And keep creating 1920s characters. That's what I say. Keep the love. Keep the love. DJ Whippy asks, do you like Who Framed Roger Rabbit? I love it. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Love the film. Fantastic movie. I will do a video on that one day. I was just thinking the other day of how I could do it. I'm not quite sure, but I will do some sort of retrospective. I want to do like more retrospective videos on stuff. As long as you guys watch it, I would love to do a video on Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Fishsticks 1996 says, how many DVDs, Blu-rays, and 4K titles do you have as of now? I'm checking my my list here. This is CLZ Movies. I use this to track all of my films. I'll give you a little look if it works. This is like the day of technological disasters. CLZ Movies. This helps me keep track of all my movies on there. And as you can see, it says at the top, 5,203 Blu-rays, DVDs, and 4Ks. Crazy. There's a lot. There's a lot of movies and a lot of TV shows in there. But that's what we're up to at the moment. What else we got? We're going to go to another question here from the chat. We're going to roll here. We're going to roll up a little bit. Trying to find some questions. Trying to find some questions from people who I haven't answered questions for already. Try and give everyone like a fair shot in here. James Lorna asks, is a Batman Evolution video too much for you to handle? Probably. I would say any like cartoon character evolution is going to be a massive disaster. I don't know how well it would do for me. I tried to do a Iron Man one, like Iron Man Evolution in the MCU, like the history of all of his suits. Didn't do very well. I think it would be very hard to tackle like a cartoon, a comic book character. The amount of changes Batman would have had over however many years he's been around would be crazy. But maybe someday I've considered maybe doing like Batman, Superman in film and television to kind of narrow it down a little bit so I don't have to go over like all the iterations there have been in the comics over like, 70 years or something like that. But I think one day maybe, I mean, one of the Fleisch's first like big cinematic endeavors was Superman. They did this Superman series, which was fantastic, and I would love to, I think, explore that at some point. Yes. We're gonna get some more questions here. I said I was gonna be on here for an hour. It's been an hour. I will do a little bit more, but I am getting tired, and I'm losing my voice. So, but we're gonna try and answer some more on here. Mr. Chaser Rapper asks, next Blu-ray update. That is coming. I'm editing one today, which is my animation update, and I will be launching that. Let me find it. I'll be launching that on Tuesday, according to this. Don't know if it'll be ready by Tuesday. I'll do my best to get it done tomorrow, but otherwise it will be this week sometime, maybe Wednesday. Probably more likely Wednesday, Thursday, because I got a lot of stuff to do. I'm feeling I'm a little bit behind on my Betty Boop video. I'm gonna have to do a review for Extraction, which hits Netflix on Wednesday. I should be getting a screener for that tomorrow, and I'm not sure when the embargo lift is going to be on that. I'm assuming it's probably going to be on Tuesday sometime. So I have got a couple of other things to do, but it will be by the end of the week. There'll be a big animation haul video. It's probably going to be like half an hour long. And then the next like update, like monthly update, will be next month sometime, probably early next month. I'm going to go through some more here. Who we got? Jonathan Marks asks, when do you think the Tom and Jerry live action movie trailer is going to come? I don't know. When's that? Is that supposed to come out this year? That's supposed to come out like this year sometime. I don't see that happening. I don't see that coming out this year with everything that's going on. Although, wasn't there an article the other day where they were saying that they're still working on it and that they've got their animators working from home? The movie's supposed to come out in December, And if it is coming out in December still, I would say let's expect a trailer. It could be any time, really, but I'd say maybe like June, July-ish, maybe. I don't know. That's what worries me a little bit, that we haven't seen anything from it other than a logo. So that's always like a little bit of a weird, one of those little red flags. One of those little red flags. What else have we got? Bonnie the Bunny asks, who you prefer, Huey, Dewey, or Louie in DuckTales? I love them all. You can't pick one. I can't pick one. I love them all. Love them all. Robbie Rob42 asks, when are you going to post the evolution of Horace Horsecollar? Now, Robbie really wants a voice evolution of Horace Horsecollar, and I am going to do it, but I just need to find the time to do it. I promise you I'm going to do it at some point, but I need to find the right time to do it, and when there's kind of like a gap, my schedule is really busy at the moment. I just need to find like a little gap. But at the moment, I'm trying to go through, because this pandemic has kind of eradicated a lot of the content that I was planning on doing for like half of this year. I am kind of going back and trying to find all the things that you guys have been recommending heavily, and stuff that I just haven't had time to do, and I will be. That includes stuff like the voice evolution of Horace Horsecollar, Clarabelle Cow, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. It's all going to happen within the next few months. I just need to find time to do it. There's a lot of other things people have been asking me for. I'm not crazy and looking at nothing. I've got my I don't know if we can go that far. I've got a little I've got my whiteboard here. I write my notes. Ideas for content supplements. Animation Blu-ray update, which is coming this week. Voice evolutions. This is a world first. This is an exclusive, guys. Get excited. The Disney Ages, which I'm currently doing the rankings of at the moment. Dark Age ranking I'll be doing by the end of the month. Disney Evolution of Panchito Pastalis. A lot of people are requesting that. Don't know if it's going to happen, because I don't know if there's enough information on the guy to make it happen, but it's something that I'm considering. Disney Plus. I don't know what that is. I don't think I'm doing that. People have asked for an evolution of Ludwig von Drake. If I had time, I just need to find time for some of these things. Star Wars Comics Volume 3 is something that a lot of people really want, and hopefully I'm going to try and get one done. This is a world first. I don't usually reveal these things, and maybe it's because it's 1 a.m. and I don't really care. I don't really care at this time. But I'm honestly I'm not saying all of this is going to happen, but this is stuff that I'm considering. Horace Horsecollar is one I'm definitely going to do, though, because Robbie really, really wants me to do it, and I've got a lot of people requesting it as well. The Video Archive asks, favorite actress from the classic era of Hollywood and from the present day. Favorite actress, classic Hollywood. Hard to pick. Probably Audrey Hepburn. Maybe Marilyn Monroe. I adore Marilyn Monroe. She's like my favorite screen icon ever. I love her. She's so inspiring. But as an actress, she wasn't fantastic. Her movies were great. She did some really great movies when she was allowed to actually do some really dramatic acting and do stuff she wanted to do. She was fantastic. But she did a lot of studio mandated stuff, sex symbol stuff that she didn't like doing. And her performance in those movies are just, they're good, but they're just not great films. But Audrey Hepburn, I love as well, and just about every one of her movies was fantastic. Present day, favorite actress, it's hard to pick. I'd like to say Natalie Portman, because I think her performance in Black Swan is like one of my favorite performances in any film ever, but I haven't really enjoyed many of her other films other than Star Wars. She does a lot of really pretentious stuff that I've just not enjoyed. But other than that, I can't really think off the top of my head. I really love Jennifer Lawrence. I think she does some really great stuff. She hasn't really done much recently, other than those X-Men films, but I really like her work. I really like Felicity Jones. Did some great stuff as well, and I can't remember. There is another one that I really, really like, but there's a couple off the top of my head right there. I tell you who I really love at the moment, Elizabeth Olsen. I've checked out quite a few of her movies recently and just didn't realize how really incredible she is as an actress. And you see her in the Marvel movies, and a lot of the Marvel movies, the actors do great performances, but it's stock standard comic book stuff, really. I've seen a couple of her movies like Wind River. I watched a couple of other things that she was in recently. She's fantastic. I think she's like my new favorite. Sam Kalk asks, did you prefer Michelle Pfeiffer or Anne Hathaway's performance as Catwoman? Michelle Pfeiffer any day of the week. I think it was fantastic. We've got another super chat here from Lowell Lucas Jr. And we're going to try and find that in the feed right here if we can get to it. We will get to it. The feed has trouble refreshing sometimes. Have you considered reviewing Rankin Bass The Hobbit? I have considered it. I haven't watched it in a long time. I don't have it, but I would like to do something with the Rankin Bass studio, which would, of course, be acknowledging the Hobbit film. I don't know if I'd do an individual film on it, but a video on it, but I would like to talk about it at some point on some video. But yeah, so thank you so much, Lauer Lucas Jr. for sending in a super chat. Amazing. Thank you so much. Look, guys, I'm not going to be on much longer because I am very tired. It's very late. It's 1 a.m. here in Australia, past 1 a.m. I'm going to do a few more questions. Again, if you want your question answered, send in a super chat. And I will definitely get to it. But otherwise, I'm just going to scroll through the feed for a few more minutes and answer a few more questions because I will fall asleep here. Didn't someone did a stream recently? Was it John Campion did a stream recently? He wanted to do it was like a really crazy amount of hours live stream, like 12 hours or something, and could only get through. He only got through 7 hours or 6 hours or something. And I get it. I mean, like after an hour, I'm struggling. I'm absolutely struggling. What have we got? Shy Sherman has spammed the thread as I asked. If I don't answer the question, spam the thread. He's been asking. Speaking of Netflix, do you plan on watching the? I don't even know how to pronounce that. XXX Temptation documentary. Don't even really know who that is. So he's like a rapper kind of thing. Probably won't be watching it. Not anything that I'm incredibly interested in. Adam Adax has sent in a super chat. Thank you so much for sending a super chat. Are you going to watch The Last Dance on Netflix? Absolutely, I'm going to watch The Last Dance on Netflix. When's that go up? Tomorrow? Is that tomorrow? Oh man, I'm so excited. If you don't know what this is that documentary series on Michael Jordan, collaboration between HBO, Netflix. Looks amazing, and it charts the 97-98 Bulls, the series, the Premiership series, 97-98. I've just looked it up. 97-98 Chicago Bulls. Amazing. I mean, I love basketball. I don't watch it anymore. I don't watch it at all. I don't have time to watch a lot of stuff other than movies. I really want to watch more basketball. I love basketball. I used to play it when I was a kid. My family's a big basketball family. My whole family has played basketball at some point in their lives at various levels of, state teams, local teams, whatever. My uncle was a basketball coach for a very successful, local state kind of whatever team. I love basketball, big part of my life. And of course, as a 90s kid, there was nothing cooler than bloody basketball. And Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls in the 97-98 season. Incredible. I have the Blu-ray box set of Michael Jordan, like all these greatest games, little documentaries and stuff on there. And absolutely, I'm going to be watching The Last Dance with my dad, old mate Rick. He's a big Jordan fan as well, and we will definitely be watching that one for sure. Very excited for that. As I said, I'm just going to answer a few more things here. Fishsticks1996 asks, he wants to know how it's going with old mate Rick. Old mate Rick is going well. I think he is up somewhere, and if he's watching, he's welcome to come in and say g'day to the guys if he wants to. If not, that's all right. It might not be watching, I don't know. But old mate Rick is doing very, very, very well. Thank you for asking, and I'm sure he'll be very happy to hear that you've been asking about him too. He hasn't made a appearance on a video for a while. I noticed someone asked on here, sorry, I can't remember who it was. I saw it pop up. And I've lost it now. Oh, yeah, Dimension Scott. Dimension Scott. I always get this wrong. I'm sorry. Dimension Scott asks, have you watched Dead to Me on Netflix? Yes, loved it. I have actually got season 2 right now on my Netflix. I've got the screeners of the first 6 episodes. There's going to be 10 of season 2. I'm going to be watching them this week. And when I'm allowed to do a review, I'll be dropping a review on the channel for season 2 of Dead to Me. So excited. I've got my review for The Willoughbys going up tomorrow. I watched that movie last night, and I'm allowed to say anything about it. But I'm looking forward to dropping that review. I'll have a review for Extraction up during the week as well. I'm going to be reviewing a lot of Netflix stuff at the moment. The amazing people over at Netflix have allowed me on their press list. I'm getting a lot of preview screeners and stuff at the moment. And watching a lot of stuff, getting to review a lot of stuff, because there's no movies coming out in cinemas, so I am going to be reviewing a lot of Netflix stuff, because that's the stuff that people are watching at the moment, and reviewing them early, which is going to be very good. I saw Sam Kalk, I've lost it, there it is. Lana Del Rey should have done a James Bond song. Thank you, yes. I've been saying this for a long time. Lana Del Rey should be doing a bloody James Bond song. She would be incredible. I mean, Adele's James Bond song was amazing. I'm not even a huge fan of Adele, but I thought her James Bond song was amazing. Billie Eilish, who I am a fan of, didn't think her song was that great. Use Lana Del Rey, please. Give Lana Del Rey a Bond song. Her film songs have been great. The one she did for The Great Gatsby, Young and Beautiful, one of my favorite songs ever. I love it. She did one for Maleficent. Her rendition of Once Upon a Dream is incredible, amazing. She needs to do a James Bond song. What else we got on here? Someone says, Bryson Aaron Dawson, Cartoon Channel says, wash your hands. Yes, everybody wash your hands. Stay at home, wash your hands, stay safe, stay clean, stay healthy, please. This virus is relentless, man. It's crazy. And as I'm saying this, I'm touching my face. You're not supposed to do that either, but I did wash my hands. I've washed my hands before, so yeah, it's crazy. Just guys, please stay safe. I know someone who had the virus. One of our family friends. He came over with a cold. He had a cold. He came over to celebrate my dad's birthday, like 5 or 6 weeks ago, maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago. This was like before the whole lockdown, before everything was being taken really seriously. A couple of people just turned up unannounced. For my dad's birthday. I was not very happy with it at the time. I was feeling like a little bit like the thing was ramping up, like this whole pandemic thing was starting to ramp up, and everyone was kind of, on edge a little bit. He came over with he had a cold. He thought he had a cold. And turned out 2 days later he tested positive for the bloody virus. We got locked down for 2 weeks because we had been in close contact with him. Thank the Lord, touch wood, that we didn't get. We had to stay home, monitor symptoms, make sure we weren't sick. We couldn't get tested because, touching my face again, go away. We couldn't get tested unless we were showing symptoms. Luckily, the 2 weeks passed. We're all okay. We're healthy. But that was very, very silly of him to come out with, even though it was like a cold. He thought it was just a cold. It turned out to be the thing. But my point is, this thing is so relentless. So many people are getting it who don't know they have it. They're either asymptomatic, don't have symptoms, or just think they have a cold. There's so many people out there that have this thing that don't know it. So this is why I'm saying, stay home, wash your hands. Anyway, we're here. We're trying to not talk about it. We're trying not to talk about the virus here. We're trying to make us happy and not think about it. Anyway, but yeah, stay safe, wash your hands, whatever. That's what I'm saying, guys. Just be safe. This thing's relentless. It's crazy. It's awful. It's awful. It's terrible. Sam Kalk asks, do you watch American Horror Story, and do you have a favorite season? I watched the first season of it. I loved it. Fantastic series. Started the second season, I think twice. I tried to watch it, couldn't get into it. I bought all the seasons. I'm going to watch them all eventually, but I just haven't got to it yet. And Lady Gaga's in a few seasons. I'm like dying to see them. I love her. I think it'd be great. Last Jedi asks, just wanted to say that either Marriage Story or Rocket Man or Joker is the best film 2019. I can't choose. I've only seen Rocket Man and Joker out of those three. I haven't watched Marriage Story just yet, but Joker wins for me. Bloody hands down. Absolutely. Kale Matthew Commendator are you going to tackle some Disney villains through videos? I think so. A lot of people have requested Disney villains. I'd like to do a series on Disney villains. I'd like to do a series on Disney princesses, and I would like to hope that they would perform well, but I'm just honestly, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure, but I think that's something that I'm going to consider one day. Malcolm Train asks, can you do an evolution of Thomas and Friends? Thomas the Tank Engine. This is one that I get fairly often, but it's one that I have to say like a flat out probably like no to. It's not a cartoon character. It's like a toy train that's been around for probably 20 or 30 years, and I don't know how much a toy train has evolved. I'm not too sure how many people would be interested in watching a video about a toy train. So it's probably not one I will ever do. This is cartoon evolution. To me, it's not a cartoon. It might be like stop motion animation. I think it's CG animation now, but to me, I don't think that's one I'll probably never touch. Last Jedi says, am I the only one who thinks Infinity War and Endgame are overrated? Yes, you are. Yes, you are, my friend. Damon, again, D. Scott says, are you caught up on Game of Thrones? I've only ever watched one episode. I've got all the seasons except for season 8, which people tell me I don't need anyway, because apparently it's terrible. But I will get it, and I will watch them all, and I want to do it very soon when I have the time. I'm working my way through a few other little bits and pieces at the moment. But yeah, we'll get to that. I really want to. Okay, guys, a couple more questions here. I am going to take 5 more questions. 5 more questions, and then I'm going to bed. Because as you can see, I'm very tired. 5 more questions I'm going to get to, which means if you do want your question answered, Super Chat is the best way to do that. Otherwise, I'm going to be picking 5 questions from the general chat. So that's what I'm going to do. 5 more questions. Again, I don't like to ask for Super Chats, but if you really, really want your question answered, this is the best chance. The best way for me to answer is that Super Chat. So we're going to go 5 more questions right here, and we're going to start by scrolling through the feed and try to find one right here. Mr. Chaser Rapper, again, asks, favorite Spider-Man movie? My favorite Spider-Man movie is... I think, to me, the best Spider-Man movie is Far From Home. I love it. I think it's great. I think it's like the best, most perfect iteration of Spider-Man on the screen, and a lot of people disagree with me. A lot of people will agree with me. But I think that's kind of the best version of Spider-Man. But I love the original Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire. Again, that's a film that came out of my childhood. That's one of the first superhero movies I ever loved, other than the original Superman, the original Batman. That was like the superhero film of my childhood, and I adore that movie. I love it. So that takes out my number 1 spot of Spider-Man movies. 4 more questions. We're going to go with Johanna A. Would you ever review or rate the Studio Ghibli films? Yes, this is another exclusive for you guys out there. I will be doing this very soon. When I say very soon, I mean within the next few months, maybe in the next 6 months or so. Netflix are dropping all the Studio Ghibli films. They're dropping like 6 or so every single month until they've got all of them on there. I'm waiting for them to drop all of them on there. Then I'm going to watch them all, and then I'm going to rank them. What you guys like? I think you guys will like that. I think it's something different. I've never really watched a lot of anime. I've only seen maybe 1 or 2 Studio Ghibli films in my time. Including Spirited Away, Howl's Moving Castle, I believe I've watched. Grave of the Fireflies, is that Ghibli? I think I've seen those 3, but a very long time ago. So I'm waiting for Netflix to put all of them on there. I don't own them because they're so expensive. Anime is so expensive, like $40 a movie. I can't pay that. So I'm going to watch them all on Netflix, and then I'm going to do like a ranking of the Studio Ghibli films. I think people are going to like that. And that's going to be like my first like anime video. So I'm kind of excited to jump into that. So absolutely, yes, that's definitely going to happen. 3 more questions. 3 more questions. Again, Super Chat if you guys really want your question answered. Otherwise, I'm going straight into the chat right here. I'm just scrolling away. Just trying to find some good questions. We've got 3 questions. 3 more questions. I want to make them good ones. The Last Jedi I took a question from him before, but I gave a very, very short answer. So I'm gonna answer this one. Dave, am I the only one who thinks that the predictability in Star Wars fans is laughable? Predictability in this fandom helps me pick out the pawns in the grand scheme, in this grand game of chess and life we are all playing. I agree with this. The Star Wars fans right now, they're off my radar. I shouldn't say Star Wars fans because there's different tiers of fans of Star Wars. There's the fans who just love and adore the franchise and like anything there is to offer, and then there's those other guys, and we know who those other guys are. And I've found myself in like a war with them in the past a few times, and I never had fun with that, and that's not what this channel's about. And those guys are just off my radar now. I don't like to think about it. I don't even find it fun to even talk really about Star Wars anymore, which is why you'll see just a lack of Star Wars content on my channel, because I just don't find it fun talking about Star Wars anymore, because there are certain people who will get in the comment section and just spam it with just crap, and it's the same every time, and it comes through the feeds, and I constantly see it, and it just makes it less fun for me. I mean, I know it shouldn't, but it does. I would love to get into doing more Star Wars content at some point, but yeah, it is laughable. It is. The predictability. These guys have been sprouting the same stuff for years, the same like excuses, the same like just crap, and it's predictable and it's laughable. And I just laugh at it and I move on, but it just makes everything less fun. Two more questions, I think. I think we got 2 more questions here. Scrolling through them here. Scrolling away. Just trying to pick some good ones. We'll go right down the bottom. Mixels and Sonic Adventures. Who's your favorite Looney Tune? My favorite Looney Tune is Bugs Bunny. Absolutely Bugs Bunny. I love the guy. And again, it's one of these things where it's like a real personal thing. I love Bugs Bunny because he's helped, he's in a very big part made my channel what it is today. And I owe a lot to Bugs Bunny. But otherwise, Daffy Duck, Marvin the Martian, I love Marvin. Taz Devil, who will be getting a video at some point. But I think Bugs Bunny is just like the iconic Looney Tune, just like Mickey Mouse is the iconic Disney character, and you can't go past Bugs Bunny. I don't think anyway. Someone on here said, I can't find it now. The Retro Spot says Star Wars is overrated. I find overrated, like, this isn't the last question, by the way, but I find overrated such like a loaded word, and I think one person's overrated is another person's like favorite thing in the world. Overrated just means, and I think I'm guilty of using this word sometimes, maybe subconsciously. Even the word underrated, I know I use quite a bit, but I feel like the word overrated just means someone likes something more than I do. And I mean, that's fine. We all like different things, and we're all allowed to like our own different things. So something that is overrated to you just means you don't like it as much as someone like myself. And I mean, that comes to the point where it's like, you just got to respect other people's opinions and respect that other people do love certain things that you may not love. And things that you love, other people might not love as much either. So that's what I feel about that. We've got one more question, and we're going to get it from the feed. We've got one more question to come through. We're going to take it from the feed unless a super chat comes through at some point. If you want that's one last spot, you can have a super chat. Otherwise, I am going to just pick it from the feed right here. And I'm just going to scroll. I'm going to try and find a good question. I'm going to go kind of in the middle because I feel like I didn't really answer many questions from the middle. I feel like it dropped and then I lost a lot of stuff. I'm going to try and find something good. I'm going to try and find something good here. Oh, we got a super chat come in. This is from Nick. And it's a very, very generous super chat, and I don't know what to say. I'm honestly very floored by this super chat. amazing. Thank you so much. Very generous. Nick says, just want to send you my support, mate. Hope you and the family are keeping well and safe. Thank you, Dave, for reinvigorating my love for Disney. Been a movie collector for ages now, but when I discovered your channel a few years ago, I went crazy with Disney. This isn't a question, but I am going to honor that one last spot to Nick because he has sent in a very, very, very generous super chat. And I believe I do know who Nick is. We have spoken in the past. Nick has reached out to me in the past. He does have an incredible collection. And I do want to say thank you very much for this super chat. It's amazing. But the main thing with my channel is, like, I'm a 28-year-old guy. I'm going on 30 next year. But I love what a lot of people consider to be, stuff for kids. And look, I'm sitting here. I'm almost a 30-year-old bloke sitting here in a Bart Simpson jumper. But the thing is, a lot of these things, they're created by adults for audiences. Walt Disney always said, I don't make films for children. I make films for audiences. And that's the heart of animation. That's the heart of family films. Is that these are not just films for kids. These are films for audiences and for families and for people to watch together and bring people together and bring people good memories, good times. So what if I'm a 30-year-old bloke sitting here watching Mickey Mouse or watching Bugs Bunny or whatever? These are timeless things that anyone of any age or any background or anything can watch and love. And it's comments like this that I bloody love, because this is the main point of my channel, is that I want to share my love for these things with like-minded people who, some of them might feel, I don't know, maybe a little bit embarrassed, maybe a little bit shy about liking certain things. I'm a 30-year-old bloke who loves Disney, and some people think that's a bit weird, but it's not. It's not weird. And like, I just, that's the thing that I want to get out there, is that this is stuff that everyone can enjoy. And I love that I have this community of like 56,000 people who are like-minded. And I want to bring everyone together. I want to let everyone out there know that it is okay to like these things. I mean, even me as like an 18-year-old guy, maybe like mid-teens, I wouldn't say 18, but like maybe like the years like 12 to like maybe 16, I went through that phase where I was like, well, Disney isn't cool, right? People, it's not cool to like Disney. Secretly, I love Toy Story, one of my favorite movies of all time, The Lion King, whatever. I did go through that phase myself, where it was like, you grow out of these things. And maybe because you feel like maybe you have to. When I hit 18, I was like 18 was when this big obsession with me for Disney and animation and all that stuff really kicked in properly. That was the point where I realized this is art. It's not just stuff for kids, and I shouldn't be ashamed to like this stuff, and no one should, because this is just great art and great entertainment for people of all ages. I mean, these are made by people. I mean, Walt Disney was bloody 60 years old making cartoons, but in the later parts of his life, he was an old guy making kids films, and a lot of people who made your favorite movies, 30, 40, 50-year-old guys and 50-year-old women, and that's the crux of these. It's not kids sitting there making a Mickey Mouse cartoon. You've got these like middle-aged people making it. And younger, I'm sure there's like 20-year-olds in the animation game these days that make me feel old. That, I'd love to be an animator. It'd be great fun, but I can't draw from it the life of me. But anyway, the point I'm making is comments like this from Nick. Thank you so much. These are the comments I love, because it shows that what I'm doing here and the work that I'm doing here is hitting that target, is hitting that goal that I have, which is to share this love with people and let people know that it's okay to like this stuff. Of course it is, and we should all just share the love of that. Like I said, I was going to take one last question, but that was such a generous super chat that I'm going to honor that to Nick. And that was an amazing question, and I think an amazing place to close this video. It's 1:30 a.m. on the dot. Do you think I could be a good voice for radio? It's 1:30 a.m. here on Dave Lee Down Under, and it's time to close out this feed right now. I think I would have been good on radio. I should do a podcast. I'm going to do a podcast, guys. We're going to close out. I am going to do a podcast. That's another like, what do you call it? Another revelation here. Exclusive. I'm going to do a podcast. Don't know what I'm going to bloody do, but I'm going to do a podcast. I'm thinking about it anyway. I don't know when. Could not, maybe be like next year, but I'm thinking about doing a podcast. Anyway, guys, look, I'm going, like I said, when it's late, I go crazy. And it's late. It's past my bedtime. I'm going to bed. I'm going to probably wake up at 6:37 and watch a movie in the morning. I'm going to be very tired. So look, guys, thank you so much. Thank you to everyone who put in questions. I'm sorry I couldn't get to everything because there's a lot of questions in there. Thank you to absolutely everybody who sent in a super chat. I think that's absolutely amazing. Very generous. Some very generous super chats in there. All the super chats are generous. I mean, I don't expect anyone to send in money and stuff like that, but I really, really, really appreciate it. And I hope from the bottom of my heart, thank you all so much for super chatting, for regular chatting, suggesting questions. I've had a lot of fun in this, and I'm going to do these more regularly, I think. What do you guys think? Should I do this more regularly? I'm going to do these more regularly, and I'll maybe do one of these again in another couple of weeks' time. So thank you all so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I love your continued support, and I will close out by saying stay safe, stay at home. If you've got a cold or something, I'm not fear-mongering. I'm not saying if you've got a cold, you might have it. No, I'm just saying if you've got you're feeling under the weather at all, just don't take the risk. Don't go out. You shouldn't be going out anyway. Just be safe, stay at home, wash your hands, don't touch your face like I was doing before, and just, guys, hang in there. These are crazy times. I mean, everyone's been saying this. These are crazy times. You hear it on everything, on the news. Welcome back to the news in these crazy times. Welcome back to the radio in these crazy times. I get emails. Hi, how are you? I hope you're doing well in these crazy times. These are crazy times, though. And I've been happy to be here for an hour and a half to be with you guys. Hopefully pick you up, lift those isolation blues just a little bit, and get you through one of these days stuck at home with nothing to do. And like I'm saying, stay at home. Watch television, watch movies, enjoy stuff, watch my videos, watch my Marvin the Martian video. Please get the views up on that thing. I don't know, it died somehow. That video just died. Don't know how. But please get the views up on that. Watch stuff, have fun, stay safe, stay at home, have fun at home, not out there, because it's not safe out there. Wash your hands, and just be cool. I'll see. I'm so tired. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Take it easy. Now, how do I close this? See you later, guys.